What's up, guys? This is Chris, and this is, of course, my channel, Barnon11970. Thanks so much for watching this video. All right, I just got finished watching a video from a person I'm subscribed to. His channel is named BP Earthwatch, and I will post the link of his video below. And he's reporting that another person, a black male, 23, just outside of Ferguson, he said about 10 miles away, was holding a knife and got gunned down by about 3 or 4 cops. Now, do cops have the right to defend themselves? Absolutely. Did the person coming at them with a knife, did they do the wrong thing? Absolutely. Are you saying, with this whole situation, with cops in riot gear, with cops with shields, with armored vehicles that are emitting these piercing ears sound, that they could not taser him or outnumber him or shoot him like the guy from BP said, shoot him in the foot? They had to gun him down and shoot him? I keep telling people this is what's going to happen, because people, and rightfully so, I understand why people are mad, but the elite know how to get people angry. They know how people will react, and they instigate. I was watching the live footage. If you go to bpearthwatch.com, and I'll post a link, that's the guy's live webpage, they had a live video footage of it, and I watched it last night from about 11 o'clock at night till about 1 in the morning. And the cops are all just lying there, standing there with billy clubs, with their shields, and every once in a while they just come out. There'd be 5 or 6 of them, their guns pointed, all surrounding each other. They grab somebody, pull them back away, and pull away. This is freedom, and these people were peaceful. They might have been yelling and screaming at one point because they have the right to voice their opinion, but they weren't fighting, they weren't causing problems. And this is not how it's supposed to be. This is the very things that people used to make fun of me for, saying I'm paranoid and I'm being delusional and I'm crazy and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Well, watch the video footage. You could see it yourself. And now another kid, 23 years old, made a dumb move, because I'm not going to sit here and say going at a cop with a knife is a smart decision. That obviously is not. But you're telling me the cops couldn't have tasered him? They couldn't have pepper sprayed him? They had those gigantic, what looks like fire extinguisher pepper sprays when they went into the crowds when they wanted to abstract somebody that might be speaking too loud. They had to have 3 or 4 policemen shoot him dead. And you don't think that's going to get more people mad? You don't think that's going to create more anger and more people wanting to fight back? You don't think they planned this? I mean, look at movies. Look how we've been programmed. We're programmed to think that in movies, the good guy has to have a bad situation from a bad guy happen so bad that you applaud the good guy when he kills the bad guy at the end of the movie. And you don't realize you're being programmed to think that murder, as long as it's justified, is okay. Well, if you believe in that, then you cannot say you're religious, because one of the most important of the thou shalt nots is thou shalt not kill. And you wonder why I have the problem with the whole religious aspect of things. Because there's a lot of hypocritical people out there. And I keep trying to tell people there's an easier way. People don't want to hear it. They don't want to research it. Because it's not sexy. It's not, they think that, oh, that's too easy. And that's to go to your local sheriff in that jurisdiction, and you get the people, instead of putting all their violence towards cops who are just going to shoot them or pull them out of a crowd and arrest them for having nothing more than their First Amendment rights or their rights to assemble, go to a local sheriff in your jurisdiction and you demand he upholds his oath of office. And if he doesn't, the people hired him. They elected him. He's an elected official. They can fire him. And they can elect another that will do the job for them. You just have to go to see what happened in the Bundy Ranch. When they got the sheriff to uphold his oath of office, the feds left the next day. They don't want people to know that the sheriffs have that authority. So what do? They don't tell you this stuff. They want you to get mad. They want you to rally. They want all the people to start venting up their frustration. The cops are instigating things to agitate the crowd even more until eventually somebody fights back, and now there's an all-out war, and more people have to die. So instead of one tragic death so far, now we have two, so it's doubled. I've been warning people, they don't want to listen. And I'm saying this not out of anger, but out of compassion, out of frustration. You know, it's like a family member that you love that's on drugs, and you know they're killing themselves, and you love them so much, you want to shake them and say, what are you doing to yourself? You're going to die. The anger comes from love, not from hate. I mean, just imagine, and God forbid, I hope this never happens to you, but God forbid you have a little child that walks out in the middle of the street when you told them not to ever go in the middle of the street. And just before he gets hit by a car, you go and save him. You're going to tell me you're not going to feel that frustration? You're not going to yell at him? You're not doing it because you hate him. You're doing it because you love him. And all that stress of, what did you just do? What are you people doing? And the sad part is, the only people that will watch this are the ones that already get this stuff. The majority of people out there will never even see this because mainstream media is more important. And even YouTube was going to make sure videos like this don't get anywhere. And I think this is sad. So now, instead of one tragic death, we have two. It's going to continue because the people don't want to listen. They want to use their emotions and don't realize that governments and elite who have been controlling the masses for centuries know how to push your buttons and get you to go in a certain way. Get you mad enough, you're going to react. When you react, the people that are outgunning you, outmanning you, outsmarting you, outtraining you, have better equipment than you, are going to destroy you. So keep playing their game and wonder why things never get solved and how this is going to create more laws. And watch that live footage and you'll see. They come out, their guns are drawn. They got the itchy trigger fingers. They're waiting. And they've already shown it with this kid, 23 years old, who did a dumb thing. Because I'm not going to condone it and say he's innocent. If you're dumb enough to go at a policeman with a knife, you know, you're an idiot. Or you have mental issues. But, of course, they'll never talk about that. So if that kid happened to be on some kind of prescription drug, they'll never talk about that. But I guess now we should ban knives, shouldn't we? They're so desperate to want to ban guns. Well, look at this guy. He went to he went to take a knife and stab a cop. I guess we should ban knives. See how ridiculous that sounds? So I'm just going to leave it at this. I mean, I'm just going to sit back and watch this. I try and help people by giving information. Don't go to these protests. Don't put fuel in the fire. Unless you want to go to jail. Unless you want to be maced or tasered or shot to death. People don't want to learn. They have not learned for centuries. Riots, revolutions, protests, they don't work, but they sure get people killed. If you really want to die that much, I don't. I want to do things the right way. It's called preservation of life. But when it comes to, like, for example, when I talk about with the sheriff, I can't just go down to the sheriff's office myself and say, oh, you better uphold your oath of office. But if 500, if 5,000, if 50,000 people in his jurisdiction all said, either do your job and uphold the Constitution that you swore to protect, your oath of office, to protect the citizens, the people, actually. You don't want to be a citizen. Either you do your job or you're fired and we appoint someone else because we elected you. We the people. Remember that? We the people, we have the power. These people don't want to do it. They want to go there, throw bottles, stand around, make it a joke. Make sure you get your YouTube video clips on so everybody can see how important you are. And make jokes out of it. Throw a couple of bottles, throw some Molotov cocktails or whatever. And ultimately get shot by a bunch of people who are ready to start a war. And it just goes to prove you shouldn't bring a knife to a gunfight. And they are outgunned. The people there are outgunned. You have people that are professionally trained, who have military-style weapons, who have bulletproof vests and bulletproof shields, who have mace, who have gigantic trucks with big machines on them that emit very loud noises. They have tear gas and smoke grenades. You think you're going to win by playing that game? And I know everybody says, oh, you know, you got to do it, you got to try, you got to... Yeah, if you want to get yourself killed, go and do that. Or, listen to me, or you could do it the peaceful way and still get it done by making the law work for your favor instead of constantly having your emotions manipulated and turned against you. The idea of ruffling your feathers and saying, oh, I'm a real man, so I got to go out and shoot people, and I'm going to go out with a blaze of glory. I'm sure if you get shot in the head and killed, I'm sure your mother, your wife, your family is going to just be so happy that you're gone, that they no longer have a father, or no longer have a husband, or no longer have a son. But you sure proved how tough you are. And that's why throughout history, all the battles that we've all supposedly won, and all the freedoms we supposedly earned, have meant to nothing, because look where we are. Please show me one revolution that made the world a safer place. It's a temporary fix, and all it does is get innocent people killed. Why do you think the people that are in control don't fight the wars? They send off their little pawns to do all the work for them. And all they do is sit back, watch the people die, and it's count your money that they stole. Because instead of trying to do things the right way and beating them at their own game, you, for some reason, want to make them wealthy. And I'm not talking about you guys as far as the people who watch my videos. Because like I said, the people who get it watch my videos. I'm astounded by some of the amazing comments I get on some of my videos of how people really understand this. The problem is we're not reaching the 99%, the sleepless masses. The people who think war is a great thing. Patriotism is a great thing. It's a great thing for the people that are using it to manipulate you. Because they sure are profiting off of it. How many more people have to die? How many more events have to be put out there before people say, I don't want to participate in it anymore? Participating is part of the problem. That's why, if you think the government is corrupt, Republican and Democrat, all connected to the same thing, well, voting for lesser of two evils is still evil. That's like saying, here, I have two fists. Would you like me to punch you in the face with this one, or would you like me to punch you in the face with this one? That's called the illusion of choice, because didn't you have a choice of which hand is going to punch you in the face? I don't think you're going to be happy with either choice that you make, but it is a choice, isn't it? Well, there is a third choice. Neither. Figure it out, people. Get this message out. If we can't get this to the general public, this is only going to escalate. And I already said that in other videos. I said this, if you think this is just going to stay in Ferguson, you're crazy. So this other death is already outside of Ferguson. You're going to get more people angry, more people that are going to want to protest, more people that are standing there in a crowd, and they're going to start feeding off of the crowd's energy, because that always happens. If you've ever been to a music concert and there's 50,000 people, you'll all be pretty much feeding off of each other's energy. If you want to just have that happen, then just keep doing the wrong thing. Keep playing their game. You're a pawn, they're playing you. And you're going to hate somebody like me for pointing that out. And you don't think this world is messed up and upside down? Unbelievable. I hope you guys figure it out, because otherwise there's going to be more deaths. The elite are counting on it. They're waiting for some stupid person to make the wrong move so they can justify shutting everything down, taking away your freedoms, taking away your guns. And yeah, there'll be people who will fight, and yeah, they might even hold up a resistance. If you want to get slaughtered, if that's the way you think it's got to be done, then you haven't researched history, and you're going to die for nothing. And this is not being pessimistic. This is being reality. It's time for us to hit a higher level, or nothing changes. Truth hurts. Most people aren't going to like it. That's why I'm not popular. That's why my voice will probably not get very far. So people don't want to hear the truth. They'll yell at me, they'll scream at me, they'll call me names. Still doesn't change the fact that the truth is the way it is. Nothing's going to change. Because people don't want it to. I've changed. I don't have to worry about it. And I know the subscribers that watch me, they've changed. They don't have to worry about it. It's the masses that are going to be the ones that are in the problems. And that's a damn shame because I don't want to see anybody hurt. But it ain't over yet. You'll see. Peace.